You go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Ray and Jay Odyssey. I'm one of your co-hosts and the player for tonight, Jay. Diagonally on my right, we have Coach. And in my back right, we have
Ray.
Once again, as you can see on screen, we're playing Batman Arkham Asylum. I kind of have to get this game did save after the last 5. That's all right. But Dr. Young has now died. Harley Quinn has kidnapped Warden Sharp, and now we're going to beat up some thugs. And that's what happened last time. But before we start in play, the question we have for tonight is a bit of a thinker here, and the question is: I'm going to ask everybody to Frankenstein their ultimate Batman movie. By that I mean, over the decades, there have been, of course, multiple live-action Batman movies of varying level of qualities, but there are some reoccurring characters that show up over and over again. Some being portrayed between 2 or more times. So, and some have great performances, some don't. So I'm asking the boys here: create your movie. Who do you think is the best actor to play each of these characters, and put them all in a film? They have to be all from live action, and they all have to have played. There have to have been 2 or more versions of a character. For example, there have been 8 Catwomen, but there's only been 1 ventriloquist / Scarface, so he would not count, and other characters like that. So that's what you guys' parameters are. So go for it. If you got answers.
So, are we sticking with the ages that the actors were when they played these parts?
Correct.
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh, why is that?
Well,
okay. Well, I guess that depends what kind of movie you're trying to do. Because if you are trying to do Batman Beyond, and you, just as an example, you would say Adam West or Michael Keaton or something like that, then no, you would naturally have to want to age up Bruce to whatever age he would be in that story.
no. It's more of I want to make someone just a bit younger.
Okay.
So, I want Ben Affleck as Batman.
All right. A bit younger. Okay.
Younger. Just because the bit that we did see is with him as Bruce Wayne. And seeing him do the actual detective work,
Sure.
it just fits really good.
Right.
And so, and my God, he nails the smirk.
Mm-hmm.
So
we already did this.
Yeah.
Okay. He does.
Yeah. So
he does look very much ripped out from the animated series model.
Yeah. So I just want a bit younger version of him.
All right, I can buy that.
Yeah.
Now, who would he be up against? Or what other support? If you had a side character, who would that be?
Like a sidekick?
No, not necessarily a sidekick, but if you want to be. Of course, you got Alfred, you got Gordon, Aunt Harriet. You got all these characters to pick from.
Right.
Got Lucius.
Well, would Lucius count? Because we've only had 1 live action.
That is not true.
No?
We've got 2 Luciuses. He has, of course, been all throughout the Dark Knight trilogy as Morgan Freeman. He's also been in Gotham as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
Is this for an achievement? This is for a secret room.
I was about to say, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Why are you doing this all over? We're just doing this over and over? Yeah, I'm sure you were thinking, this is something Ray would do. I didn't hear a no.
Yes, I don't know.
It's more like Come on, man. If we want to progress the story, we gotta do something more than this.
I'm not going to try to do this forever. I'm just going to maybe do this 3 or 4 more times. If it doesn't work, I'll move on. There we go.
You have to hit in those like exact spots, huh?
Okay, now this was already in the base game all the way back in 2008. As I said before, this was not officially greenlit before a sequel, but the devs did have a storyline in mind. And what's funny is that this was Easter egg placed in here, cannot be seen through detective mode. There's no riddles, no breakable walls, or anything like that. And they have waited for 4 years to see if anybody would find it. Nobody did until the developer said, "Hey, just FYI, this is where we put something in here." Wow. So what is in this room? This is the warden's secret office. Nothing really to take or to scan here, but if you look around, this was going to be Arkham City.
So it's just concept art now.
This is concept art. Of course, it obviously changed since then, but yep, this was. See, cart Quincy Sharp, Gotham City proposal. Got some maps, some layouts, some blueprints. So, so this is Arkham Asylum here, and across on the mainland is where Arkham City would be starting. So, he mentioned before that he was going to run for mayor, and this is what he would do once he actually became the mayor. Now, what's interesting is this room, yeah, it's cool, but also this is canon to the rest of the lore too. In supplementary material, Bruce Wayne does say that he did find the warden's secret office. So, this is it. All right. So, just thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, let's continue the story.
So there's one thing I want to ask.
Yes.
Who's our director?
See, I didn't get that much into detail on it. I was just thinking about casting.
Well, if we want our idea to work, who would we trust that have already done a Batman movie?
Are we only sticking with directors who've done Batman movies?
Sure.
I mean, it fits the theme. So,
Give me Robert Zemeckis.
yeah, that's a dumb one.
I'm just saying, going out the.
All right, got it. So, between William Dozier, Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher, Chris Nolan, and Zack Snyder, Matt Reeves, who would you do? Who would you pick? Why would it be Schumacher? We all know that's the best.
You couldn't even pick a Burton.
Burton would be cool. He did too.
Okay, can we pick one director to do the directing, and another one to be like head writer?
Not, out of those, only Reeves and Snyder, to an extent, Nolan have done writing. I would say Nolan has co-written stuff specifically,
Okay.
but the rest really aren't known for writing.
Because I want to get truly crazy with it then. If we're going to those details of it. I was just focused on casting. But if we're going into directing and writing this, okay. Give me Joel Schumacher as the director,
Yes,
Nolan as head writer.
head writer. Okay.
Think of the craziness that would happen there.
Yeah, see, and at this point, it might not even matter who the rest of the cast is.
It really would. It really would. So,
So yeah, I'm sticking with that for my answer. I want at least Ben Affleck to play Batman, younger version of him. Um, uh, and I want uh, Schumacher and Nolan to be behind it.
Okay, so far in this Batman movie, you have Batman by himself, which he did the minimum definition of what a Batman movie should have. So I can't say you're wrong, but I was hoping for something a little bit deeper.
Hey, you said Frankenstein this,
I did, yeah.
and I'm gonna leave it to be an abomination.
I did. So you have 3 pieces here. So anything else?
What Catwoman are we going with?
So you got Lee Merriweather, Eartha Kitt, Julie Newmar, all from the '66 era, I might add. You got Michelle Pfeiffer, Anne Hathaway, Halle Berry, Zoe Kravitz, and I forget her name, but she was also the girl from Gotham too. But
Call her crazy. Eartha Kitt.
I would not call you crazy at all. Eartha Kitt was easily the best Catwoman from '66.
Oh.
She did the purr thing. She acted the most like a cat. The only strike against her is not for her as an actor. It's the fact that because of the time period, despite what she and for that matter Adam West wanted, they would not let her be flirty with Bruce Wayne / Batman because she's black. He's obviously white. So Adam West hated that too, rightly so. But yeah, this never happened. But that has nothing to do with her as a person.
Well, Jay, what's your vote for the
Catwoman?
Yeah.
Well,
we can't choose with the Kit now.
Okay. If that's the case, then I'm gonna say Zoe Kravitz. I have the personal opinion that the best Catwoman actors were black. What about you, Cooch?
I don't recall the performance, so I'm just gonna say the name.
All right.
I'll go Halle Berry.
You know what? I don't think we have watched the Halle Berry movie with you, but I would like to one day. Okay, just for context, Coach. The Halle Berry Catwoman movie is often regarded as one of the worst superhero movies of all time, and I want to make this clear. This came out 1 year before Batman Begins as well. It has nothing to do with Batman, Gotham City. Heck, she's not even Selena Kyle in the movie either. She is Patience Phillips. So
it just turns into Catwoman.
Yes, she goes by the Catwoman identity. She dresses like Catwoman, acts like Catwoman. It's one of those in name only type of adaptations. So,
Right? I'm going with your idea of choosing the most abomination of all.
So
make
of
this
that.
going great.
Make of that however you were. I get why people don't like it. I personally like more by the book adaptations. So it's a lot more different than you would bargain for, but I would hesitate to call it a bad movie. Good movie, but bad adaptation, which is a fine line.
I don't really remember a thing about the story of it. All I remember is how she becomes Catwoman and the costume. That is it.
I'm gonna see if it's streaming anywhere, but even not surprisingly on Max, but that's okay. Because I can probably get it from the library too. But it's an older film. Any other characters you would add, Ray, or no?
I want a Robin in there.
All right.
Just I'm trying to think of like which Robin to go off of.
You have Burt Ward from '66. You have got Chris O'Donnell. You've got it's a bit of a pull here, but Brendan Thwaites from Titans. None of them are kids. So
You know
make that however you will.
Okay, give me the guy who was Robin in Titans,
Okay.
but I want him to play Jason.
So now that, just for the folks at home, that show did have Jason.
Yes, but I want the guy who played Dick to play Jason,
Why?
just to change things up.
Okay. I also appreciate how you kind of skirted around the rule a little bit because, you know, there's only one live action Jason Todd, too.
Uh-huh.
So.
I'm gonna choose the 66 one.
Burt Ward.
Yeah.
Holy heart failure, coach.
Just because you like just the aggression
That
he had.
dude, that dude was always ready to throw down, man.
And what about that strut he did of like the kid
Yeah.
2 feet just
Yeah. Uh-huh. You're just naming all the reasons as to why I want all of his antics
Yep.
under the control of Tim Burton.
Now, there's another option here, too, that I kind of hesitate to say, but so this is mostly for trivia reasons, but if Tim Burton had a third movie, it would have had Robin. In fact, early drafts of Batman Returns did have Robin in it. And can anyone guess who the actor that was almost guaranteed that role was going to be?
Who?
Marlon Wayans.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So you can have a crazy version of that. We are maxed out on health. Nice. Okay, so we got a Batman, we got a Robin, we got a director and a writer.
Oh, I didn't choose my Batman. I'm gonna go Robert Pattinson.
Oh, that's it. Okay, cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson, Burt Ward, Tim Burton.
And Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
And quote-unquote Catwoman.
The Catwoman.
Yeah. All right. This thing needs a villain.
I mean, you could say Catwoman is the villain if you want to.
She's like the B plot.
Alright. Either of you got a main villain that you want to do?
You know what? I'm just gonna go for it, just to add, to make it more crazy. Scarface.
Well,
Okay. Well, there's only one version.
Yeah, exactly.
But wouldn't that kind of break the rules?
It has to be.
It has to be, come from. Like, there's had to be at least two interpretations of any particular character.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it's not really a game. Like, it defaults to that one.
Well, that's what I thought you meant. Like, if you pick that, that one, then like it has to be that person.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. How are we counting Two-Face?
Okay, I see what you mean. Are you saying when he's just Harvey Dent or both?
Well, what I mean is like we've had two actors play Harvey Dent, but only one of them was actually Two-Face.
That's not true.
Well, I got the technicality. Vote for Catwoman. I think whatever you're about to say will apply too.
Okay, so
Are you looking for like the
we have
Nolan version of Two-Face as opposed to what, Tommy Lee Jones?
we got Tommy Lee Jones, you know, Aaron Eckhart. We have Nicholas DaCosta, who had his one singular Harvey Dent only appearance in Gotham.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, Tommy Lee Jones and what's his name from Nolan was Two-Face.
Mhm.
But like, in Nolan, like we got to see both Harvey Dent and Two-Face. We didn't
Right.
really see the growth in Tommy Lee Jones.
sure, I mean there was that one scene where it
The
had
flashback.
extra footage of him turning around as Harvey Dent. He didn't
Yeah.
have no dialogue at all.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also Billy D. Williams
And I was also
was
thinking of
was strictly Harvey Dent in the first Burton movie. Though he did become Two-Face in the Lego Batman movie, so make that however you will.
that. Yeah.
Then you have I never watched this show. I don't know the guy's name, but he is a Two-Face and he is live action, so it counts. The guy from oh gosh, what was the name of this? Gotham Knights, that was the one. The awful CW show.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the guy who was in the Nolan.
And for all one of you that like the Joker 2 movie, you have Harvey Dent there too. So you said the Nolan?
Yeah.
Alright.
How many Poison Ivy's have there been?
Well, Uma Thurman from Batman and Robin was the first one. You have a shocking number of 3 Poison Ivies in Gotham.
Right.
So
They had no idea what they were doing there.
So in a weird way, kind of like the parallel from how 66 handled Catwoman. Yeah. That's it. 4. Just 4.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look up.
The one to Gotham.
Yeah.
Out of those ones, I personally like the third Poison Ivy that they did. That was like the closest to what I had in mind for this character. Not cheating, just remembered. This, I think, is one of the more unnerving parts of the game.
don't know what Batman Ninja was.
Batman Ninja is pretty good. It's an anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bas-
Tara Strong. This is Poison Ivy there.
Basically, several heroes and villains in Gotham all got transported to feudal Japan.
Which was the actress that you mentioned? The third one you said?
I forget her name.
Was it Claire Foley?
That might be right. Let me see a picture.
So,
That was the second one.
okay. Peyton List?
Yes, that was the third one.
Okay.
And it's oddly enough. Speaking of Poison Ivy, here she is now.
Really not interested in a bunch of flowers. Just stay where you are. Last thing I need is
All right.
Well, so it's just ringing her up. Botanist Pamela Isley was transformed by a science experiment gone wrong into a plant-human hybrid. With chlorophyll flowing through her veins instead of blood, she developed a toxic touch and a pheromone-fueled talent for seduction. Her crimes have become more ecologically focused as she has increasingly abandoned her human side, identifying more with the natural world. Her unique brand of eco-terrorism often puts her into conflict with Batman, whose iron will usually protects him from her seductive powers. Pamela Isley, professional criminal, Gotham City, green eyes, red hair, 5'8", 115. She is rather tall.
Yeah.
And her first appearance was in '66.
Yeah. They were debating back in the day when the show was new whether to put her in the show or not. They did not. And the reasoning was because she was brand new. They didn't know if this was like a good character to risk putting in live action with zero reception as to what if this character was liked or not. So I get why.
But also, like, with the restrictions that they had towards women.
Sure, I mean they did a lot with Catwoman. They did a lot with Catwoman and some other female characters on that show. So it was
They also did really let Catwoman be like a fighter.
they did it. And you know, but Ivy's not so much of a fighter herself.
No, but it's just like if they were limiting someone like that, then they're definitely going to limit someone like Poison Ivy because if they didn't like Eartha Kitt flirting and being seductive, they're definitely not going to like Poison Ivy.
But the other two Catwomen were flirty and seductive, though.
Which is, what I'm saying is it's inconsistent.
It is.
So,
but rest assured, fans, 66 did have a plant-based villain, though. Louis the Lilac, played, of course, by Milton Berle. And if you're a fan of now, it's even crazier. 66 has its own comic series, which has the 66 versions of Harley Quinn, the Scarecrow, and Two-Face, characters who did not appear in the show. And they did have one, of course, of Poison Ivy. In that story, Poison Ivy, spoilers, killed Louis the Lilac and took over his position as being the plant hero, the plant villain. Like, you know what? I'm okay with that. That is kind of one of the coolest ideas. Just to have the older series fit in with the modern interpretation,
Got it. Attributes. An ability to encourage and direct the growth of all plant life. Plant genes mixed in with her DNA make her an unpredictable and formidable physical opponent. Exudes natural pheromones that enable her to exert control over victims. Skin secretes a toxin that can make her touch deadly. Pathological drive to rid the world of humanity and make it safe for plant life.
Oh. Stop your whining, Pam. Okay. Now, before I go up there, we have another bio to unlock right here.
I guess I'll go with I don't know how you say her last name, but Maggie Jiha.
Okay.
That'll be my
Your poison ivy pick?
yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Initially an actor in horror films, Carlo went mad when he learned a classic film of his was to be remade with a different actor in the lead role. He took on the mask of the film's villain, Clayface, and killed several of the remake's cast and crew before being stopped by Batman and Robin. Later, Carlo joined the Mud Pack, an alliance of shape-changing mutated villains who would subsequently use the name Clayface. While that group was defeated, Carlo tricked his allies and injected himself with the essences of several of them, becoming a superhuman imbued with the abilities to change shape, melt others into protoplasm with a touch, and mimic the powers of heroes or villains he copies.
Mud Pack is crazy. There's been like 3 guys named Clayface.
Oh yeah, hang on.
And a Lady Clay.
Before we do this, let's guess the height and weight.
Well, this is tricky for this type of character who can.
That's why we're guessing.
Isn't that kind of like non-applicable here?
6'2".
It's gotta say something.
6'2". 280.
Coach.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's like. I'll give him 6'4", but
6'4". He's huge.
well, you gonna look at him and say he's small?
No, I'm just saying like, what's like the base? Okay, put it like this. Luffy, in theory, could be any size he wants.
So I'm not going from the head. I'm going from the top of the shoulder.
The shoulder blade.
Like
He's
from toe or whatever, hoof, whatever he's got down there, up to the very edge of where his height stops. That's what I'm counting. 6'5", 265.
Oh my god.
So I was closer to the height. I didn't guess the weight.
Sure.
I didn't get to, but yeah.
All right.
Basil Carlo. And first appearance June 1940.
Specifically, Carlo was in 1940. And Carlo has been like the most famous of all the Clayfaces out there. But going back to our live action list, he did appear in Birds of Prey. He did appear in Gotham as well. Not in the clay form, I should add, but like, he was a guy that could shapeshift, and he was named Carlo, and he turned into Jim Gordon to fool people. But that was technically him. And going back to the whole 66's weird things, false face counts for this, I might add.
Right.
They couldn't figure out how to do Clayface's powers and with the limited technology of 66, so they just created a different guy and called him False Face and say, he's a master of disguise. He could be anybody. Nobody knows what he looks like. They took the bare minimum essence and just rolled with it. But in the show notes, even from way back then, he was always Carlo. And in the 66 comics, he had the accent that made him straight up Clayface.
So what were you saying about the other ones in the Lady Clay?
Lady Clay and another one, Matt Hagen, who was the second most famous Clayface. Who was also the Clayface from the animated series too, I might add.
Okay.
You would also count for live action because he is going to be getting a solo film by the end of this year, 2026.
So you figured it out, huh? Good job. Please keep it to yourself. I've got a reputation.
So this is Two-Face, and if you solve the riddle first before talking to him, you will get that interaction. I'm coming.
You have to help me. I need tea. You look like crap. Maybe I can make you some shampoo. The plants can't do it. They're crying out to be an alchemy. Yeah, so I really don't have time for this. Please let me out. Don't tell I would help me. I don't know, Red. You're not on Mr. Kid's party list. Oh well. Please. What the heck? I'll touch your brain.
What are you waiting for? Cut me free.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's taken control of the security overrides. I have the sequence generator. Without the terminal at my office, it's useless.
Your terminal has been destroyed. Give me the sequence.
What? Oh, yes, of course.
So any other characters you guys would want to put in?
What was that?
Any characters or actors? you
What's your villain?
My villain. I'm gonna say Mr. Freeze, and I'm gonna pick the guy from Gotham.
Okay.
Yes.
There's always a way out. Always.
Any? You guys already picked a Robin, but would you guys add any more other characters, like any of the cops or Alfred or anybody else?
Oh, yeah, we could choose an Alfred.
There's a lot of Alfreds to choose from.
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
That Alfred?
Huh?
What is it?
Michael Caine.
For
Alfred.
you want Michael Caine to be Alfred?
Yes.
Are you Michael Caine specifically, or are you trying to that his Alfred?
His Alfred.
Okay. All right, cool.
You stay here. Lock this gate when I leave. Good idea. I'll have some of my sons are moving back into their house.
Oh my God, he changed.
Get me out of here! You rescued the wrong Walden. He's an imposter. You know how many freaks are in this place.
But what about you, Fish? What would be your Alfred? He has been, of course, you got the 66 Alfred, Burton Alfred, my cocaine Alfred.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, him. Okay. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but for whatever reason, I thought you said Michael Keaton.
No, Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
Jeremy Irons, Andy Serkis.
Jeremy Irons. Huh?
Why did I forget Andy Serkis was?
Well, he was in the newest one.
Yeah, I don't know why I forget that was him.
The guy, Sean Pertwee from Gotham, and I'm gonna have a fun pull for you guys here.
Uh-huh.
Now, chat. I'm gonna dig deep into your guys' files. but there was a live-action Alfred TV show that lasted all of one season. He does count. Okay, now for another bit of trivia for this game specifically. This guy here, this is a real guy. He won a contest to be in a video game. And they said, okay, if you win, you can have character model in Arkham Asylum. And this is the guy. Can't talk to him. He has no lines. Can't interact with him. But he's
Is he
just
missing an arm?
nope. Yes.
Oh,
Nope. It's just tied up.
okay.
Common mistake, but no. He has both arms. He just breathes.
Here's what we want you to do. We want you to just breathe into the mic.
He didn't even do that. All he says, okay, I just take a picture of yourself and send it in. All right. See you on release day.
Wow.
And he turned into Gordon. R.I.P. Tom Cade.
All right. I'll go with the Jeremy Irons.
Okay.
Just because I know out of all the Alfreds, he's the one that will be prepared.
Good one. Oh, I forgot about the dude in Birds of Prey as well.
I'm not upset you made the joke. I'm upset I didn't make the joke.
All right. It's all good in the hood, right? I think for me, I'm going to go for Andy Serkis. It's either Andy Serkis. Oh my god!
I really don't think that there's a bad option for any of these Alfreds.
This is the only way to deal with these crazy guys. You have to like do the ground takedown on them.
You know that. I always thought there was a spark between us.
There's even an Alfred in the Joker movie.
Yeah, right. There is.
Well, now there is.
Played by Douglas Hodge.
That just feels so weird.
Why?
It's the Joker movie. We have a young Bruce Wayne in it.
Yeah.
It is in it for what, like 2 minutes?
And
in that same, scene, that's where we have Alfred. You wouldn't imagine that would happen. But
Well, they were trying to do that whole mystery box thing. It ultimately didn't go anywhere.
Okay, boys, keep away from the house. That's not fair, bad brain. Hey, Seaman, go easy on my boy.
Don't want somebody.
What? That he has to move.
Who would be your Gordon now?
Okay, boys, keep away from the fish.
You got Pat Hinkle. You got the guy from 66. You got Gary Oldman. You got J.K. Simmons. You got oh gosh. guy from The Batman.
That would be Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, yes. All right, coming up to another bio right here. I told you they had separate bios.
Arnold Wesker was a timid orphan whose deep repression erupted in a barroom brawl. Barroom brawl. That's what it is. Okay. I would normally expect that to be
2 words.
hyphenated.
I would say 2 words, not hyphenated.
Yeah, I just that looks more like a automatopoeia than it is.
Baroom.
Resulting in him being sent to Blackgate Prison. That must have been quite the brawl for him to be thrown into Blackgate Prison.
No, you're a state coach. See, look at that face. That is the mind, the body, and the face of a killer.
There he encountered the puppet Scarface and promptly murdered the man who carved the puppet. The two are now inseparable, with Scarface directing a series of criminal activities. While most believe that Wesker is simply acting out a second personality through the puppet, Wesker sees himself as a reluctant lackey who merely does his puppet's bidding. Yeah, 5'7", 142. Why throw him in Blackgate?
You don't understand, Coach. He's dangerous.
He killed somebody who dies to him.
Okay, okay, look.
He didn't have anything.
Okay, what the puppet? He kills a lot of people, okay?
Well, anyways, his first appearance was also 66, was it?
Nope, 88.
88. Okay. Delusional schizophrenic with multiple personality disorder, obsessed with his puppet Scarface, whom he puppeteers with unsettling skill. When teamed with Scarface, the two operate as a criminal mastermind.
So, it's kind of interesting because the other day, like 2 days ago, no, actually, in fact, yesterday, I found a cosplay on Instagram where someone cosplayed as both ventriloquist and Scarface. The person, was playing Scarface, and they built a puppet around their body for it to be Wesker.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool.
I'm just imagining like Wesker just strangling somebody with his bare hands, and that's how they die.
Yeah, that might be the case. Either that
That's-
or a broken beer bottle.
Well, no, it was in the prison.
True. Oh, well, okay. I should say this. That is pretty much what happened because he is a side character in the VR game Arkham Shadow, and we do get to see how this all played out.
Really?
Yes. In fact, Scarface is there too. He's not Scarface yet. He's just simply called Woody, but it's pretty much
Woody.
he's pretty much the same dynamic, though.
That's not the Woody I was thinking.
Right? That would be an interesting movie.
Show me the Scarface. This Woody from Toy Story is the face.
Well, if you recall, Coach, Woody in the original drafts of Toy Story was supposed to be a ventriloquist doll.
That's right.
So, it makes sense to me.
Now I'm really thinking about how the heck that puppet would have been interacting with Buzz Lightyear.
I'm curious too, like, especially since his personality was a lot more harsher and aggressive compared to what finally came out of it.
Well, yeah, they wanted Edge.
Well, I suppose they got it, but it's one of those things. Be careful what you wish for.
Anyways, for my Commissioner Gordon, I'm gonna go with Pat Hingle.
Pat Hingle, okay.
Finally, somebody that Tim Burton's actually worked with.
Alright, another bio. This, I think, was one of the creepiest cells. Counterman.
Fixated on the calendar, Julian Day became Calendar Man, a villain who timed and tied his crimes thematically to certain holidays throughout the year, often leaving clues by which he could be caught. Gotham City's hopes for a day are often clouded by the knowledge that any holiday of note is likely to be shadowed by Calendar Man's presence.
Crazy thing, Calendar Man, in a weird way, is kind of like a reoccurring character in the rest of the series. If you guys remember, he was in the very beginning of Arkham Origins, and he has scenes in the next two games too. All right, where's stats?
6'3". Julian Day, blue eyes, brown hair, if you can call it that. 175. Yeah, he's built like a tall twig. 1958 September.
Yeah,
His first appearance.
he was a much more sillier villain when he first started out, but like over time became darker.
Obsessed with quirks of the calendar. Carefully plans and themes crimes around holidays.
Yep. I'll get more into him once we see Arkham City, but yeah. Okay. Is it this room? Is that the other big cell? Is it?
Well, I gotta ask, Ray. What holiday would you fear the Calendar Man would tamper with?
That he would what?
That he would choose a crime on?
April Fools.
For me, I'd be most creeped out if you knew my own birthday. But if we're gonna exclude that, I'm gonna say 4th of July or New Year's, just because those are famous for explosions.
I'm choosing Labor Day.
Okay. Look, it's Calendar Man. He'll be creative and find something to do.
It's like you found the time where the most amount of people are not working. You took that as an opportunity. So now we can't even feel comfortable and the rest of the country seemingly has a day off.
You know, since we're streaming, Memorial Day just happened. So, in a way, that could work too.
Yeah, well, I had to work, so
that's true.
I don't think I have to work on Labor Day. And if I do, then what's the frickin' point of Labor Day?
Look who's finally turned up, the Dark Knight himself. How's it hanging, Babs?
Like, we didn't even get time off for
Got a
COVID.
little problemo for ya. See the stars
Well, we were the essential workers.
those two guys hanging around all day?
All right, what's another character we can include in our movie?
Don't fear, that's cheap fast. Time to turn up the pressure. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Where can I get me one of those?
Do we want to include a crossover appearance if there is one?
Time for me to go, Beth. I'll miss you. Not. Oh, but now you have only 30 seconds to get out. Bye-bye.
Okay.
You're safe now.
All right, let you lock in. Is there a crossover character that we want to include in our movie?
She won't get away. I'll stop her.
Yeah, naturally would go to Superman.
Listen, I'll go try and get the ventilation system.
If we're going with Superman,
Don't go easy.
there's one that I want.
Henry Cavill?
The guy from Smallville.
That'd be a good second, but not given the Superman who was recently him.
David Cornswood.
Yes, Cornswell.
Okay.
I'm just saying, because Henry Cavill just wanted to be Superman.
Yeah.
And then got screwed over.
So badly. Let's see, yes, Superman. Christopher.
Okay.
Okay. I think we have enough characters to think about the type of plot we want.
All right.
Unless, Jay, did you end up choosing your director?
I did not. Let's see. I think. Yeah. I think I will give Joel Schumacher a shot, but I will definitely give him a better writer though.
Okay.
All right. Fully upgraded on health. So what's the remainder of our stuff? We got the battering power, triple battering, remote control battering, sonic battering. We can use our explosive gel as a detonator. We can upgrade our hacking tool too. Or we could upgrade our combat. Combo battering, special combo takedown.
Let's improve the Yeah, let's improve the battering power.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so what writer did you have in mind?
Chris Nolan.
Okay. I have not chosen a writer, actually.
Oh, you're up there. Okay. Okay. Got another character bio. Check this out. Oh. But there we go.
You are beginning to impress me, Batman. You think?
All right. District Attorney Harvey Dent was one of Batman's strongest allies in Gotham City until a criminal threw acid in Dent's face, hideously scarring him. The wounds fractured his psyche, and he was reborn as a schizoid criminal mastermind, obsessed with duality. His former good luck charm, a two-headed strict silver dollar, was damaged on one side of the attack, and Dent had seized on it as a reflection of his half-scarred visage. He flips it to decide the fates of his victims. Despite Batman's efforts to reform his former ally, Dent is consumed by his fixation on chance, and his crimes are designed to prove out his diametric philosophy. He is Harvey Dent, criminal Gotham City, blue eyes brown or gray, and 6 foot 182. That seems somewhat normal, but I would have pictured him to be a little bit taller than that. He looks so lanky here in this image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's only like a couple inches taller than me. But 1942 in August was his first appearance. Hideously scarred on the left half of his face. Is that always the case?
Some are
Always left half?
when he was brand new, some artists like played around with it a little bit, but it has been very consistently the left side.
Huh. I've never fully paid attention to it, but I guess it's like, I guess more power to the right-handed people, I guess.
Sure, I guess it's like one of those things. You could look at it into the sense that science says that the left half of your brain has more of the logic and the rationale compared, and your right half has the more emotional side, the artistic side. So it's like the attack had damaged the centers of his brain, of that side of his brain. Not to mention the child abuse that he had growing up too didn't help anything either. So he always had an anger problem because of that, and that just like tipped it over the edge.
Okay. That actually makes a lot more sense. I just kind of took it as it sounds like, yeah, screw left-handed people. we're just gonna burn the left half of your body always. But no, there's actually like a reason behind it. I don't even know if the actual people that created Harvey Dent thought that deep when they made him, but well, I'll give it to them.
I don't think so either. But it's a headcanon, but that's the one that makes the most logic to me.
Yeah, so which he plays up with clothing that's differently styled on the one side. Extremely skilled with his weapons of choice, the twin 45 automatics. Psychotic obsession with duality, designing crimes around the number 2. Defers to his half-scarred coin in choices of life or death.
Mm-hmm.
You'll reach a level just below my genius one day.
All right then. Oh yeah, I had to figure out my writer. I'm gonna go with I'm just looking him up right now. Lorenzo Sample Jr.,
Ooh,
the 66 writer.
that's good. I like that.
Patient's name is Victor Size. For the record, the patient has transferred from Dr. Cassidy, who is on leave after
All right.
the incident last week.
So, how the heck do we have our movie play out?
Now, you can leave us.
Sorry, Doctor. Waiting orders. I can't. They're both with you.
Hello, Victor.
Okay.
How are you feeling today?
I say it starts off.
Can't help you if you don't speak. Depressed. Is that all?
So,
Can you get me?
like I said, my main villain was Mr. Freeze. So we're still going with that? Or do you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. I say it starts off with Mr. Freeze robbing a bank. And he is successful in doing so because he robs it in the daylight. Then, all right, hang on. Okay, actually, take that. It starts off with Catwoman robbing the bank. Batman and Robin are there to stop her. But
Is this during the day?
this is during night. However, it turns out that they didn't have to be there because while she was trying to rob it, the thing that she was trying to rob was already stolen by Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, that's gonna suck for Catwoman.
Right?
You chose the one bank to rob, and someone already got to it, and you didn't know?
Yep.
Man, our cat like reflexes suck. All right, so how they figure that out that it's Mr. Freeze that's doing it? Or do they figure that out right immediately?
They don't immediately, but after, just looking through security footage, they were able to discern that it was somebody that did it. They had like a weird freeze gun gimmick thing.
So this is a Mr. Freeze that's been doing this for a while then.
He has been
Build up his tech.
he built the tech. I wouldn't say he's necessarily been doing it for a while, but he's had his accident and everything else like that already. So this is him just now trying to maintain the stuff that he needs.
So do you have your Batman and Catwoman pair up?
I do.
Okay.
I do, yes. Because she pairs up with him to try to get the diamond that she wants.
I'll leave it to you, Batman here.
All right, so we have your Act 1. Ray, do we have your Act 1 for your movie?
No.
No?
Sorry.
What about you, Coach?
All right. I think that my movie will start off kind of in the early stages of Batman's tenure, I'd say. So, after he's already gone through the training and stuff, and he comes back to Gotham, and it's like a year or so has passed.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that timeline so I can really get to figure out how the heck my version of Catwoman is going to come into existence, as well as my version of Robin.
That just made me think of an interesting question.
What's that?
Well, because you said, yours, it's like he's gone for a year and back.
Well, I don't know if it's a year. I'm just saying, like, year one, he comes back as Batman. This is where this is going to take place. So it's like he's new to it, but he's been physically training.
Yeah. That made me think, like, how long do you picture Bruce training?
If he, or at least for me, if he started fresh from college, immediately right after college, I'd say about 5 years.
Okay. I always thought at most 5, but at least 3.
At least, okay, that's reasonable.
My Batman has been training for like 8 years in my head.
Okay.
Because I figured that, like, because it's not just the physical acumen, but it's also the detective work and the knowledge that he has to build up. Like,
Right.
Yep.
I don't think he would fully feel comfortable jumping into that type of role unless he's had, 8 years of commitment.
Uh-huh. And I guess that's where I kind of picture, like, he's young, he's driven by this goal to get rid of crime, his own sense of justice. So because of that, he jumps a little early before he is truly ready. And it's not until he's actually Batman and is, like, within his first year of fighting crime in Gotham that I realized, oh, I need to perfect my skills. And so he's, like, more or less learning as he's going.
Sure. There's also, like, the side of Bruce Wayne that he has to manage on top of it.
Right.
I just think that it would be a bit too forgive me, unrealistic to think that in 3 years you'll get to this version of Batman.
And it's like, okay, what do you mean by this version of Batman? Because if we're doing this where it's like, it's his beginning, it's like, oh yeah, of course, he is not the Batman that we know.
I'm talking like the more like competent and like physically gifted, and especially like with the tech and stuff. Like, I don't think like our year one Batman's gonna have like a Batmobile or even like a Bat cave or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's still kind of functioning out of his own manner.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm going with.
Okay.
Like, he's much more grounded, I'd say. And that kind of leaves more. It leaves it to be more of a threat for someone like Poison Ivy to take over. Because if you give like the most prime version of Batman, a villain like Poison Ivy, she goes down in like less than 10 minutes. And
Sure.
I want to treat the same level of threat on both sides. So I want my version of Poison Ivy to be the equal to my version of Batman. And if I make it too later in the process, then he will just simply be too much.
Got it.
But if we go to an earlier stage and we let Poison Ivy be like one of the first like major ones that he has to deal with, and because I think that he's dealing with something that after 8 years of time is like, hey, that's right. I haven't really been around women.
This is another character cell. One of the characters we were talking about, actually.
Bio? All right. Victor Fries was a brilliant cryogenicist whose beloved wife Nora was stricken with a failed degenerative disease. He placed her in suspended animation while obsessively searching for a way to cure her. But the corporation that funded his research and Nora's life pulled the plug, triggering an accident that transformed Fries' body into a cold-blooded form that must always be kept below zero. At normal room temperature, he will die. Wielding a number of freezing weapons, he wears protective armor in his quest to somehow bring back his lovely wife and avenge her fate, which he partly holds the Batman responsible for. Victor Fries, professional criminal, blue eyes, no hair, 6 feet, 190, is essentially the same as Two-Face in that regard. But 1959 February was his first appearance. A scientific genius with a specialty in cryogenics, employs an extensive array of cryoweaponry. His body has been permanently altered to survive its sub-freezing state. Wears protective freezing armor whenever he's out in above zero climate, and motivated by grief and anger over the fate of his wife Nora.
I just thought this is kind of cool to put a cell like this.
Yeah.
The bill must be astronomically high for that.
But they pay it because it's the humane thing to do.
It's taxes at work, babe.
So yeah, this also gives credence to the Robin that I'm trying to build up alongside of him too.
Okay.
I get that by kind of making my choice to be Burt Ward. He is like not a child.
Come on.
He has a tough time portraying a 10-year-old or whatever that like Dick Grayson's supposed to be.
I'll get you that. Everyone is scared to do a straight up child for him.
But do you know this right away? Like if he was at his youngest.
When he started? Oh, when Burt Ward was at his youngest.
Yeah. Like was that the youngest of the other Robins?
I want to say.
I don't know if I'm making sense, but
I want to say yes, but then again, I think not by a whole lot.
wow, Burt Ward is still alive at 80 years.
I think he's the only cast member from that show that's alive.
Yeah.
See, I think they were all in their 20s when they got cast.
So then I guess it makes sense then, or I'm gonna try to make it make sense then, that my version of Batman was not fully Batman when he found the Grayson
Okay.
incident,
Okay.
but he was there as more Bruce Wayne,
All right.
and this was like in between his years of training.
I like it.
So when he sees him, and then finds him later when he's a little bit more grown. Which I am heavily altering a lot of the beginning stages of this. But
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
look, they did so much for Catwoman for me. Like there's a lot that I can mess around here with. And who's to say that I even have to stick with specifically Dick Grayson here at this point?
Yeah, you can.
Because I don't. Okay, maybe I can. But I was almost going to say, like, I don't really picture Burt Ward at the time to be, like, from an acrobatic family.
No, he didn't really do that.
Because I just see him being played, you know, like Ray was saying, just far too seriously. And
Aggressive.
Yeah, and just for him to be something from a place of whimsy. You know? It's like. But then again, we have the Joker, so who am I to say? Who am I to say?
What you mean?
The Joker,
Yeah, but in this context, what do you mean by him?
like someone that menacing shouldn't come from a place of whimsy.
I get your point. Yeah.
Especially when, you know, he's like, for me, Robin is supposed to be the one that's good. And the eventual Nightwing. And then I think that I'm going to give a conflict between this version of Batman and this version of Robin. And that conflict will come in the form of Catwoman.
Oh, okay. Call back to 66.
It's more of like, I'll say that Catwoman was someone that took the role of protecting Dick Grayson first.
Oh.
In between the years that Bruce was training. And then he finds him and recalls the moment. But Batman does not have an affinity towards Catwoman. But Robin does.
Just to play.
So there could be some early tension between them as far as the chemistry.
Just to play. I like it.
Because who's to say that it's simply just the villain that has to be the one to really promote this like right and wrong side of things.
For real.
this also becomes a situation where it's like, can Batman even go to an Alfred to really deal with the mental and moral side of this? You know, because what role should Alfred play here? I was like, well, yeah, well, I want to protect him, but I also am forever kind of being attached to Batman.
I get what you mean. I dig it a lot. Yeah.
And all the while, we will just see the plant life in these scenes grow more subtly. So we will be revisiting a lot of the similar locations, and those locations will have like household plants or whatever. However, those plants will eventually just grow at a faster and faster rate.
I like it. All right, what should be our next upgrade?
Triple battering.
Okay.
Now that we've improved its power, let's add more. So yeah, I think I want to also have some unique pairing between Catwoman and Poison Ivy here.
Okay. They don't really pair. I don't really pair up a whole lot, except for like Gotham Sirens, which is along with Harley Quinn. Is it just the two of them? Not a whole lot. I like it, but I like it.
Because I don't really know whose plan we should be focusing on here. Obviously, they're going to have different goals.
Oh yeah, they are.
But it's just a matter of like figuring out how to really let them join forces. I guess what I want here is a situation where Poison Ivy does not know Batman.
Okay.
Batman is aware of Catwoman. Catwoman is aware of Bruce. Catwoman is not aware of Batman.
Ooh,
Catwoman is aware of Robin.
just wrong.
And that's like her foot in the door. And Poison Ivy is aware of Catwoman. Catwoman at the time is not aware of Poison Ivy. And I don't know if I already said this, but Poison Ivy is not aware of Batman.
I really dig it. I do. Well, what do you guys think? What do you guys want to call it here or continue?
Is this a good stopping point?
Well, we're in a new section, new area of the map right now, so I'll let you guys call it.
Yeah, I'd say call here.
Do you have a draft of your idea for your movie before we end things off?
Unfortunately, no. I just sorry I've been so quiet. My mind was writing something else. that I just posted on my page. So
Well,
Jay, did you want to add anything to your plot for your movie?
I will say that the three of them, Batman, Robin, Catwoman, all joined forces with Mister Freeze. They team up with Gord too. However, Batman does see Catwoman just by himself, not including Robin with this one, because he doesn't want to get him too deeply involved with criminal affairs. He does meet with Catwoman to try to figure out anything in the criminal underworld as to who this Mister Freeze is. But he doesn't do this as Batman. He does this as his other alter ego, Matches Malone. She, of course, sees right through the disguise, but nobody else does. They eventually figure it out. They figure it out through various goons who Victor Freeze is. They corner him, and he explains that while yes he did rob it, he said he makes clear it wasn't out of greed, it's out of necessity because this is the only stuff that can actually power my suit to keep me alive. They of course fight, and then in the course of their fight, uh, Batman notices that he is very protective about a certain door. He breaks through the door, manages to see the frozen Mrs. Nora Freeze. Batman and Catwoman believe that he's being weird and just keeping her hostage, but he explains what the truth was. So Batman now comes at a weird dilemma as to what should he do with him. Yeah, Catwoman is just more angry because he stole the score that he wanted, of course. But eventually, this and that happens. But eventually, Freeze does go to Arkham Asylum. However, as Bruce Wayne, he does say that try to fund his case to get extra help. Catwoman in the scuffle does manage to escape with the diamonds that she wanted. And that's more or less what happens.
So I think for me, I'm gonna say that in short, because we are kind of wrap this up, Bruce Wayne made a decision that affected Poison Ivy, and now Batman is trying to solve it. So like he inherently created the villain.
As is often the debate for a lot of these characters.
Sure,
Yeah.
but obviously Catwoman here in my version functions on her own.
Okay.
So it's like she wasn't created by anything.
Yeah.
Outright, impacted by someone that we've already touched on. But it's just the tension of all of these different character arcs that I want to press on. And I wouldn't even really call it a big bad reveal, because in this version, the reveal is more that like, oh crap, I'm still going through the learning process of how to deal with people as this figure that I'm trying to create.
So it's definitely far. This is about it's far more of a learning curve.
Yeah.
Got it.
And somehow, some way, I would want, like, let's just say that this idea works well and I'm granted a second movie from this.
Okay.
My next installed villain will turn into Scarecrow.
Ooh, okay.
Because I want more of that psychological effect on Batman to really bleed into it at an early stage. Really getting him to commit to the role that he's portraying. Really get him to commit to what it means to be this figure for the city.
Well,
And so if he's already kind of dealing with the feelings of either like not just like from a lust standpoint, but also from like a, oh crap, am I actually in charge of some of these things? And like, how do I do that? And if some people know, and if some people catch on, then they can feed into that. And that's where Scarecrow would come in, really feeding into it.
so with that in mind, given our rules, which of the 4 scarecrows would you pick?
I'll let you pick one. I don't.
All right, no worries. Okay, well, that'll about wrap it up. So we'll be back next time. The Botanical Gardens. Ray, what do we learn? What's our recap? Why are we in this crazy mess to begin with?
Well, we had a lot of fun tonight. Talking about the Frankenstein of the Batman movie that we all put together. But, it's not fun. Having to fight these different villains. Having to help out someone that has been your enemy and work together for a moment and only to end up fighting them in the end anyways. So, with that in mind, remember folks, lock your doors, lock your windows, travel safe, and don't die.
We shall see you Thursday with something.
All right.
It can't be God of War. We're waiting on a new controller.
Yeah.
So
Twilight Princess?
we can do that.
Alright.
All right. See you then.
All right. See you then. Bye.